I just finished round 7 of Rilton. We're coming right now to almost an end of the tournament. These are the last few rounds, which means that this was today a very important round. And I was facing somebody that was doing a great performance. I was playing against Aswath Narayan, a player from India. Yeah, he was, I can't remember exactly how old he was, but he was definitely like a kid. Like he wasn't, super old. And he was gaining 60 points of rating prior to this game. So he was having a fantastic tournament. He'd beaten people over 2,000. And even though his rating was 1,900, he was performing way above his rating. So I was definitely nervous coming into the round because I thought that this was definitely someone that is underrated. But I just thought, you know what, Anna, you can't think about that. Just play your best chess and anything can happen. But something very peculiar happened. When I went to the round, my opponent wasn't there and he didn't show up until 23 minutes later or something like that. So I actually thought I was going to win the game because maybe he got stuck in traffic or something. I think it's because there's a big snowstorm going on right now called Anna actually, which is pretty funny. But he didn't show up for like over 20 minutes. I was just waiting and I was walking around the playing hole and I was just wondering, where is he? Am I going to play a game today or am I not? But it's always more fun to play, of course. But yeah, I had no idea what was going to happen. But at the end, he showed up and then I had played my first move d4 and he went d5. But this also meant that he had 20 minutes less on the clock than me. So that was a nice little starter for me, to put it that way. So I went c4, he went c6. And here, I actually had expected him to go for the Benko gambit, so I hadn't prepared this at all. So I decided to just try to remember the ideas that my mom showed in basically the Slav in my chessable course, in my course. Because, yeah, my mom wrote it, and I remember when I was presenting the course, some of the ideas. So I was trying to think about the ideas in that course, and I remember an idea being that I don't really want to pick up this pawn immediately with my bishop, but instead I want to wait and pick it up with the knight. So I decided to play for that. So I went knight c3, he took, I went a4, I went e3, and now I play this unusual move, knight e5. Yeah, my idea was simply that I wanted to pick this up with the knight instead of with the bishop to get a good knight over here. So he went knight bd7, and now he definitely started thinking, so I was really happy about this because I could tell that probably he was a little bit uncomfortable with this position. He hasn't really played it before. So I took here on c4 with my knight. And then after bishop b4, I went for the move bishop e2. I spent a little bit of time thinking here because I wasn't sure, should I go f3, should I go for this idea, or what should I do? But I went bishop e2 and he went for a very early queen e7, where I think the idea was for him to go e5. So I decided to just castle, because I thought, is e5 really possible right now? It felt a little bit early for him to do it. And then, in this position, I found a great idea. It's the best idea according to the engine. And it was to go knight a2, threatening the bishop. And now, this bishop doesn't really have any place to go. I mean, it can go to different places, but I'm always going to be able to trade it if I want to. And bishop a5 is not possible because then I take it, actually. But what I wanted to show is that basically what I am right now threatening is to... I'm basically threatening, if he just does a random move, to go takes and then to go takes. And the point is that if takes, I have check and I win the bishop and I win the game. So that is the idea with knight a2. So I was sure he was going to go bishop d6. He spent like 20 minutes thinking here. But I was sure he was going to go bishop d6, and then I was going to go bishop d2. That was my plan. Because now he can't go castles, as if he goes castles, I will simply take and go bishop b4. And now either I win the exchange or I'll win a pawn on c5. So I thought, here I'm winning material. This is great. But he didn't do that. Instead, he went for the move pawn takes d4. And he was kind of like holding on to the bishop b4, so I thought he was going to move it. But then he didn't do it, and he took on d4. So I then decided to take his bishop because I really wanted to get rid of that dark squared bishop, and I now knew that this diagonal could be mine. So I was thinking, okay, should I take on d4? But then I thought, should I really go for such an easy move? I feel like there's so much more, and I can like feel in myself when there is something in a position, and I just felt like now time is of the essence. I have to be fast. So I went b3, which I'm really happy with. It was the best move in the position because I'm right now threatening to go bishop a3 and knight d6. So now I'm bringing all my pieces to the attack, and he cannot take here because then I will go knight check and win the bishop. So he went back. Also bishop a3 right now is pretty much like trapping the queen. So he had to move the queen. I decided to take first on d4, and then I went bishop a3. He went c5 here. And now, yeah, I wasn't really sure. Actually, I just took because I thought that after knight takes, I thought for a second that I had queen d6, which I later just realized I don't because my bishop is hanging. So when I took, it was literally, yeah, I literally just kind of blundered in my head. But I thought, okay, if knight takes, I thought knight d6, queen e5. I thought this must be very good for me, but I wasn't sure about what the best continuation for me was. I really wasn't. I was probably going to go something like rook c1, b6, and just play this out and kind of see what happened. It did look really good, but I wasn't exactly sure how this was. So yeah, it was a little, definitely a little bit worrisome. But he didn't take there. Instead, he went rook e8, which I felt was a bit slow. And now I think I did a move that I really regret doing. I should just have gone like rook e1 or bishop f3, which are honestly the most natural moves to be able to bring the knight up. I think bishop f3 is like super natural. It looks so natural to go there. But I kind of overthought it and I went knight e3, simply missing this move queen e5. I didn't realize that he could just defend the bishop with the queen. Because right now, like, this position is crazy, you know? There's knight d6 in the air. There's c6 in the air. Not now, because my bishop is hanging. My bishop is hanging, so I just need to, like, leave this knight here and threaten all these things and just move my bishop to a better square. But, yeah, so this move was not so good, knight e3. But now I had to play well to really showcase that I had an advantage. I decided to get into an endgame because I felt like an endgame up pawn up should be quite good for me. I felt like it would be relatively easy, practically speaking, to win. And I think chess is very practical. You should do whatever you're comfortable with. So he went bishop e4, I traded the queens, and then I went rook c1. And now the only thing that I have to be careful about is him having the ability of going a5. Like if I go, for instance, b4 here, I was really worried about a move such as a5, which, you know, isn't the end of the world, but yeah, I was just worried that there would be moves like this. I know here it doesn't really work because there's f4, but yeah, I was just a bit worried about this. So I decided to go rook c1. He moved his bishop, and I found this good move, bishop b5, and I want to trade pieces here. I want to trade as many pieces as possible. So he went rook c8, and then I traded. I was honestly a little bit more worried about him taking here, but I just thought this has to be good. After something like rook c8, I can just go knight c4 and knight d6. So I thought this has to be good. But anyways, rook c8, I took, went b4, and now I have an extra pawn over here. I knew at least I could never lose this game, which honestly made me pretty happy. And I'm threatening now to go b5. So he went knight e4, because I think he wanted to start some kind of action towards my king. I went rook d1, and now I found this great move, rook d8, where my plan is to go b5, c6, and basically checkmate with my bishop and my rook. So this knight is really badly placed now. He decided to move his rook because I think he was trying to threaten moves just knight f2 and taking here, but it just doesn't work because there's not enough time. b5, if he would go something like knight takes f2, I just have this incredible move c6, and, you know, he's going to lose a piece. He has to go here, and then I'll just be able to trade, and then I'll be able to take this knight on f2, and this is just, of course, super duper duper lost for my opponent. So this didn't work, so he went rook e8 here. I traded, I went c6, because I saw that there's no way of preventing the pawn from pushing. I now went knight d5, threatening this big fork. I honestly kind of missed king h8. I was a bit worried when he played it. I was like, wait, Anna, did you miss something? But then I just saw that rook b1, rook b8. There's no way of preventing this. And the point is that after he takes this pawn, because there's no way of preventing the rook from coming up to b8, he cannot take back because there is a checkmate. So here, I was just a piece up, and I thought now this will get very easy. But of course, I didn't want to make any mistakes, and I actually played this like perfectly the last few moves. So yeah, like all of these moves are like best moves, and rook b2, I thought this was a very nice idea, because now I will force a trade of pieces. If he goes rook c1, king f2, if the rook moves somewhere, I will take the knight. And if the knight moves somewhere, I have rook check and I win this rook. So I was just able to trade everything off. And in this position, my opponent resigned. So I was able to win this game. I was able to win the 7th round. And I am right now on 5 points out of 7, which is really, really good. Especially considering that I started the tournament so badly with 2 out of 4. Going from 2 out of 4 to 5 out of 7 is just amazing. So I'm really happy. There's 2 rounds left in the tournament and I have a chance of doing an incredible tournament. I mean, I don't want to say that I have a chance of winning because I don't know. But the important thing is just for me to try to get as many points as possible now at the end, because I'm right now definitely up there and I can get a great final standing. And I'm even gaining rating now. I was losing so much rating after 4 rounds. Now I'm gaining rating. So the last 3 wins in a row have been absolutely incredible. And I'm really proud of this game, actually. I played with 89% accuracy, I think. And so I'm really proud of this game. I think I mostly played it really well and I never really gave him any big chances. I was always better in this game. So I have now officially won every single game I have played with the white pieces. And yeah, I really think it's because of all the preparations I've done this year with my Chessable course. I'm going to link it in the description down below. Yeah, like I said, written by my mother, presented by me. I feel unstoppable with the white pieces right now. I've won every single game with the white pieces. It's a repertoire for the white pieces. So I'll link it down in the description box. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this recap. Thank you so much once again for watching all the games. Tomorrow we go again. Final stretch of the tournament. Wish me luck for round 8. Let's see how far we can go in this tournament.